Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Masson, alongside my co-host Matt Show, here for Wrestle Talk, our weekly, at least that's what we try to do, podcast. And today for Wrestle Talk, we have planned, well, at least we're going to go over some of the matches for Beast in the East, if you're watching this live, that actually starts in 2.5 hours. Just about, a little over. But today, me and Matt practically reviewed Raw, so I mean, like, if there's anything, Matt, you want to re-go over from Raw, we can do that. If there's anything, because Matt didn't see NXT this week and Lucha Underground, so if there's anything you want to hear about from NXT or Lucha Underground, we'll go over that. But we also do want to go through a little bit of what's going to be on Beast in the East, and I guess we're going to run through that show.
Yep.
So, Matt, dude, the last episode of Wrestle Talk actually was episode 8, but that's our lost episode, which no one will ever see again. It is secretly archived in the deleted files of YouTube garbage history.
You should not have mentioned that because I would like one day when we get like all these subs, it's like Doc will be the only one who really knew about that.
Man, who cares? No one's ever going to see that garbage again. I mean, I normally am not one for deleting videos, but that was a piece of garbage history that I never want to relive again. And it's not even my fault. It's not even your fault. It's fucking family and shit. But that's beside the point.
You missed out on one crazy thing that happened that you guys will never find out. But if you were there, you will know.
Jesus Christ. All right, Matt. Since I always tell you you're as big a part of this channel as I am. What do you want to go over first this week?
Let's see what happened. I guess we could talk about Raw real quick.
I mean, we reviewed that. Is there really anything else really that...
Review that? We did, didn't we? Yeah, nothing really comes to mind on that show. It wasn't good.
I mean...
In my opinion. I actually knew a lot of people did enjoy it, though. But it got, like, mixed reviews.
Well, see, here's the thing that's been going around lately. There's a rumor that's been going around that, Vince has been at Tough Enough the past 2 weeks looking at, you know, all these guys that they're looking at lately for the past 2 Raws. So he's been gone from Raw lately, and Triple H has been under control. And apparently Vince has had an advisor helping Triple H or whatever. Like, it's the word that's going around, but I don't know if that's legitimately true.
If someone told me Vince, like, is down at Tough Enough, but he gave them the script and the threatened them, like, hey, if you don't follow this, you're fired, that probably wouldn't happen, but... If that was to, like, get leaked out or somehow, I would not disagree with the probably, because, I mean, if it was run by Triple H, I expect a lot more, because this guy knows how to, I mean, he had his moments. There were moments in Raw but, I don't know. It just wasn't, like, I mean, if it was run by Triple H, I'd expect something much differently, like, more of, I guess, NXT style, because NXT kind of had that, like, kind of an older feel to it, like when wrestling was like kind of good. Like you didn't really have to worry about, you know, your favorite guy getting like buried or just guys getting released and all this crazy stuff happening.
Now, see, okay, now this is still the WWE. Okay, either way, NXT and WWE, same thing, but
I know that, but I'm just saying
this is still Raw, and at the end of the day, this is still Vince's product and Vince's child. Now, I mean, Triple H can do some things to his booking style, but then like the major things that Vince wants done his way, and I'm pretty sure he sets out guidelines for these things that Triple H has to follow.
Yeah.
Now, certain things I'm pretty sure he can set up, like the John Cena US thing. Like, I'm pretty sure he can book that. Like to choose Cesaro and have him put on a hell of a match with Cena, that is a guy that Triple H is very high on.
Yeah.
And that I'm pretty sure he booked. And you have to know that he had a hand in that with Kevin Owens being on commentary. I mean, the dude's been on commentary out of the last 4 weeks, 3 out of 4 weeks. 2 times on NXT. No, yeah, 3 out of the last 4 weeks. 1 time on Raw. And he really beat the shit out of Michael Cole. Which is fucking great. For fucking saying, oh, no one's ever taken John Cena to the limit like this before. And Kevin Owens said, like, I beat him. Got in Michael Cole's face and said that was a warning. He was going to beat the shit out of Michael Cole.
Good.
I mean, but then he realized, I mean, I'm a heel. If I do that, I'm gonna get face heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he had to like calm that down a little bit and realize what he was doing.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he got a pretty good pop out of everybody.
Oh yeah.
But on the other hand of things, what was I gonna say to you? Yeah, that was probably the like not the only thing, but one of the only things that comes to mind at this point in time. Uh, the main event. I mean, I figure that was just something that I didn't really care for because I seen days in advance. It's like the same main event we've gotten for the past year in some capacity. It's Roman Reigns and somebody, or John Cena and somebody versus two members of the Authority, or three members of the Authority. I'm getting sick of the of the four-man or six-man tag. For a main event of Monday Night Raw, your flagship show, we should not get repetitiveness.
No.
I mean, interference or not, no disqualification or not. I mean, if I'm correct, wasn't John Cena and Dean Ambrose versus Kane and Randy Orton a no disqualification match when Dean Ambrose walked out of Raw and John Cena and came back with a hot dog cart and all that shit? I'm pretty sure that was no disqualification when Seth Rollins got his goddamn junk grabbed by tongs.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, and Ambrose just I don't know why. I fucking love that moment so much. It was greatness personified. I may be overdoing it a bit, but goddamn, I fucking love that.
Hard for me, but I can see where you're coming from.
Like just to see Dean Ambrose, like John Cena gets like uber motherfucking serious, and he's like, I'll just knock your ass out right now if I have to get to Rollins, something around those lines, and then Ambrose just, no, I'm hungry. You
Yeah.
gotta go down to Coney Island, catch a Q train and get me a hot dog. See ya. And just leaves and doesn't give a shit of what Cena had to say and did not take him seriously. This is something we need more of.
Yeah.
I guess like I don't even know what we fucking went to get here, but I mean, it's talking about main events of Raw that have practically been happening for the last year, and Cena and somebody. I mean, the major baby faces versus the Authority thing. It's gotten major old, dude. I can't do it.
Yeah. That really keeps another one of those things that it's hard to just watch week to week just if you're gonna get the same thing.
Dude, the fall and winter, and I may keep mentioning this, but it was that hard to watch last year. I mean, I stopped reviewing once in the middle of that, and it just got miserable. I mean, the only reason I even came back to reviewing Raw at that point in time is because it was WrestleMania season, and I didn't want to be that guy who had built up all this just to I didn't want to disappoint anybody. And I realized I was disappointing people on YouTube, and I realized I do this because I have fun with it and I enjoy it. I don't, yeah, exactly. I don't want to be Mr. Negative, but
Yeah.
how is it? It's not easy to be positive when all of your shows are practically the goddamn same. I mean, the only thing that's different, and this is barely even different. The only way it's different is if the Authority doesn't open the show. Is who opens the show. That's the guess. If it's the Authority, the show is ending in a handicap match or a six-man tag or a 2-on-2 with interference. Either way, dude.
It actually opened with a match.
CM Punk's fucking.
That was probably the only time. I don't know. It's pretty hard for me to get through the show. The only reason I've been really watching is because we've been doing the reviews. Is the number one. Number two is Brock Lesnar. He's been around somewhat, and Owens. Nothing nothing else really comes to mind.
Dude, at this point in time, it just comes down to this. Kevin Owens. I mean, the week that he came to the main roster and I called you and literally fucking fangirled all over myself. I was in the middle of a stint where I wasn't reviewing at that point for Raw, and that made me jump right back in, and I haven't looked back since. Yes, there have been some poor Raws, but see, this is how I've learned to cope with this, dude. This is exactly how I've learned to cope with this. If there's a bad Raw, like, I'm one of these fans who gets, like, super fucking passionate. Like, we see a random-ass fucking Eric Rowan, like, when he was a babyface, like, random-ass Eric Rowan versus Kane match. I'm sitting, why? I used to just get mad about it. Now I either just tune it out and not care. Because I realize the more you get mad about this, the more you question. I mean, I'm not even going to say you question yourself as a wrestling fan. I'm just going to say you question yourself watching. And you question yourself watching what got you into this. I'm like, of course, there's other things out there in the world, like fucking amazing ass PWG, Ring of Honor, obviously NXT. Like NXT is what kept me locked in as a fan of WWE. And here's a tease: we have some big news coming up on NXT later. If you did not hear about it, Matt, did you hear about that earlier?
No.
I will let you know when it gets to that.
Awesome.
That is major, dude. That is uber fucking major. Like, oh my god.
For me though, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I stopped watching mainly like just because I don't know, nothing like he said, just random matches, repetitiveness, and but there's times that they'll come out with something totally awesome. Let's look at 2011. That WrestleMania, what was that? 27? I'm pretty sure it's 27. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you
it was.
first main events pretty much in a long ass time out of Mania. Probably since Triple H and Orton, most people will tell you, but it was pretty bad, and it was kind of crazy because that year actually went pretty like some stuff was bad. There was their year really bad stuff, of course, but some was really good. It's like so Rock announces that he'll be having and the whole Rock Cena thing. It's like this match is going to happen. So, but that's how yet next year's Mania. So, what's the point of watching now? In a way, is mainly to see Cena and The Rock have them build up their feud. But then all of a sudden, CM Punk came out and totally it made like the whole summer Punk type thing, and it gave you that perfect feeling right in between. It's like we're pretty much going, and it's him as champ, and then you're like, and so we have this guy as champ, one of the most over guys in a long time, and we're getting Rock and Cena at Mania. It's like that's a whole lot of good stuff going on right there. So it's stuff like that that keeps me still to watch. And now we're getting Owens versus Cena, and I mean their matches are just awesome. Like they actually both do really well together, and yeah, they haven't disappointed me yet. And Lesnar, he's around. He's one of the best ever. Look at that. And then once the Cena Rock feud ended for a time, the next night Lesnar came out. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff in 2011, 2012, but there's also a lot of good stuff there. So,
Like Lesnar losing to Cena that year? I mean,
well,
everyone thought Cena was going to lose.
I know Lesnar lost. I was pissed off when I seen it, but that was a great match. Match when it happened, like that was a match. Just watching it, nothing really happened like that. It's like Cena just gets demolished. It felt like just like nothing. I mean, when was the last time that happened? Cena fighting the Miz, like getting a total beatdown because he was injured. I've talked about that before. It's like, but that didn't really. It was like Cena, he's coming off a big loss, and then he's getting his ass whooped, and yeah, he won in the end. It sucked, and it ended up the way the storyline went. Actually, kind of went bad, but we got our match at SummerSlam last year, and I remember building up to that. It's like this match is actually going to happen.
But see, dude, this is where we get to the point where I can actually say two things. One, I'm basically saying now this is probably just going to be that throwaway episode of Wrestle Talk because, like, we're just going to bounce around. Like, we're not going to go in our normal formatic order. But, I mean, like, when we're just sitting here talking like this is where it's the most organic and fun for us most of the time. Like,
It really is. Same for, like, watching Raw. Like, yeah, we come and do the reviews. We throw some jokes in. We be serious, but, it's even if something's bad, we pretty much will make fun of it, not in this is 10 reasons why Vince shouldn't run the company because
that's the same formatic drawn out video that everyone does, and it's like irritating. We're not going to sit here and bitch about it. We're going to sit here and just basically tell you what we don't like about it, what we disagree with, and what we could do to make it better. I mean, what ideas are and how they went wrong about this or what they went correct about with that. But we're going to say there are 10 reasons Vince McMahon shouldn't run the company. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I agree that he shouldn't be running this company, but I'm not going to sit here and spout off about it because I think we'll be done.
I think he should run the company, but I don't think he should do it on his own. I think he should listen to Triple H more because, I mean, without that, who knows if we'd be getting – let's say somebody else was in charge and Triple H was still doing his regular thing. Who knows if we would actually get Owens versus Cena because Vince – that's on the main roster. Vince called him up early and said, we want this guy to fight Cena on his first pay-per-view. Vince let that go through. That is unheard of right there. And he won his first. So, I mean, he still has it. Yeah, he's missing some stuff, but I think he is. I think he knows what, like, in touch means and all that. I think he knows that from what all people say, but I don't think he wants to be like he knows.
Dude, I honestly feel as if Vince McMahon is not in touch. And I'm not just going to go riding Triple H's nuts and saying, Triple H keeps him in touch. Stephanie keeps him in touch. But I mean, like, he has a whole creative team of writers. You have to figure someone within that creative team is in touch within what they're doing because, I mean, you can't just... I highly doubt that Vince is, like, 100% out of touch, dude. I mean...
No, he's definitely not. Look at the internet. He knows his stuff. He knows what people want. He can tell, but he just doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want the company, like, I think, in that direction.
Well, see, I'm pretty sure you watched the Austin podcast with Vince. He straight up said, I don't read the internet. I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, but Triple H, like you said, is there to help him, though, so he's still got some knowledge.
Yeah, but if Triple H, okay, we all know the stereotypical Triple H says internet, Vince says leave me the hell alone type shit. We all know that type of shit, but if Triple H can bring up valid reasoning, then we all know that Vince will go along with it. Like, oh, we need somebody to face Cena within this U.S. Open Challenge thing that, take it to the limit, and we can make a big star out of. I mean, we made Cena hold this United States Championship for a reason. Who's the next big star that we're going to use? Kevin Owens. Triple H gives a reason. Triple H gives, he brings it up to the rest of the team. If they agree with it, then you can reason Vince. I mean, Vince, we may make all these, claims that, not even claims, they can be true to a degree, but we make all these statements that Vince is a stubborn old man. But here's the thing. He has always said, and people have always come out and said who have worked for that man. If you give that man good enough reason, and he feels that you've made a strong enough point, he'll go along with it.
Yeah, I mean, look at like stuff with like Punk and like Bryan, how over they got, and he let them pretty much take out Cena. It's like he didn't have to do that since everyone says, "Oh, Vince and Cena."
Dude, in all honesty, I feel as if Vince doesn't like you, but you're drawing money, he will set his differences aside, his difference of opinion aside, and he'll let you draw him in money. I mean, we all know the old famous CM Punk line. Vince McMahon is going to make money despite himself.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, whoever comes up with these brilliant ideas, which they have here and there, I thank you so much, because nowadays, I mean, they're few and far between when you get a Raw that's absolutely beautiful. I mean, the last good one we got is when Sami Zayn debuted in the main roster.
I mean, it was good, but I wouldn't say it was it's been a while since there's been like a just absolute
Raw after Mania was great.
But I mean, think like a show that people remember for the rest of their lives. Like, I mean, if you look at I mean, it's just been. I can throw out some stuff, but I don't want to turn this into anything else. So
I can remember the Raw after Mania for the rest of my life. The only thing I won't probably be able to remember is that damn main event.
I don't even remember it.
Roman Reigns and Randy Orton, I believe, versus Seth Rollins and Big Show and Kane. I don't know. It was something around those lines. I really don't even care.
I went back and watched that one like during the week, and all I remember is this Lesnar going nuts. And
from that main event, all I remember is the fans doing the wave and chanting at Roman worse than Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, I found that pretty damn hilarious.
Yeah. But another thing is how we do the shows, like when we watch them, like we disagree on certain guys. We do agree, we both like Ambrose and Rollins and of course Owens, but there's some guys I don't care for, like a Ziggler, and I'll make fun of him, but I won't say, oh, he's the worst of all time. I'll give him credit when credit's due is what they say. But I'll still make fun of him a little bit, and then he'll kind of come back at it, and we pretty much have a blast just doing that. Like that's one of the things that get us through the show. Like we don't rant really. Like there's been a couple times we've kind of like said, what is up with, we were pretty pissed off when Cena beat Owens.
Oh my god, dude, that.
happy with that because I thought Brock would lose, but I wouldn't say like. I mean, didn't you say is like one of the worst days or was the worst day in wrestling history?
You said for me personally that one fucking Royal Rumble.
Yeah, didn't you say that was the worst day of wrestling history?
I will always and forever say fuck the Royal Rumble 2015. Not the entire pay-per-view, just that match.
There's been worse. There's been look at the what is it Over the Edge when Owen Hart died at the beginning. It's like that one. People say they will not watch that show.
Okay,
Like
okay. Hold on. I can't compete with a death. That is something that is just I can't touch that. I mean, for me personally, watching live, I mean,
Oh, live experience. Yeah, for me that um definitely for me WrestleMania 29, no doubt about it. No, there's no doubt. There is no match that was really that good. Some people say Punk and Undertaker, but literally it was so hard to get through that show because I knew it was coming at the main event, and I have no idea what I wanted to watch.
dude, WrestleMania 29 for me just felt like a fucking
It
great
was
episode of Raw. It just felt like Raw to me.
awful, the whole show. Even I'm always hyped. I was like, you know what, Lesnar and Triple H will put on a good match. Yeah, match wasn't awful, but you
The
know,
match was good for me. I liked Lesnar and Triple H. Another match for me that was good was Punk and Undertaker, and then
the match was alright.
there was the Shield versus Orton, Big Show, and
Sheamus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I remember liking because the Shield I thought was cool at the time. But there was some, I mean, Ryback and Mark Henry, and they were building up to, oh, Ryback can't beat him, like he was too big or something, and then he loses.
That match was a fucking dud, dude. I just can't stress that enough.
Are you kidding me? And then, I'm probably missing something else, but that's what I remember. The Daniel Bryan and Team Hell No, I'm not a fan at all. That, I know some people.
I wasn't a fan of that either. I'll be completely honest with you. I just thought that's when they made Daniel Bryan a joke, and this was a guy who they obviously signed to be something more than a joke, and I just couldn't get along with it. Like, Team Hell No is absolutely fucking atrocious for me, dude.
That's what I say when people. All right, I don't like Reigns, but when people say, oh, he's always childish, which he is, but it's like all you have to say is, oh, since Daniel Bryan's a favorite, Team Hell No. So we've all had that dark day in our career. Look at, I mean, everyone has. Everyone has. I mean, especially the Santa one. Like, if you look at Undertaker, if you look at his like motorbike whole American Badass thing, people hate that so much.
I hated it.
It's like everyone's had that time when they were just bad. Like Cena, people say now, but
You know what? I'll be fairly honest, and I may get a lot of unsubscribers for this. And I mean, guys, please drop your fandom for 1 second and hear me out right now. In the last 5 to 6 years, this has been the best John Cena's ever been. He's wrestling guys in the mid-card who don't get that much of a chance, and they're wrestling 10 to 15-minute matches on Raw with John Cena. And they, like, all the members are creative. And, like, they just say, oh, well, Raw, not even Raw. Like, oh, yeah, Raw. We don't even get that much time to put together stuff. So if you get, like, 8 minutes in a ring, if you get, like, 5 minutes in the ring, you consider yourself lucky. John Cena will come out there, and he didn't cut the promo this week. Actually, he may have cut it during the break. I think they said he cut it during the break, but he didn't cut the promo on TV this week. He just straight got to the point, had the match with Cesaro, and stole the goddamn show. Dude, I fucking hate Stardust. Put on a good match with Stardust. Fucking, this dude has been putting on quality matches since WrestleMania, since and after WrestleMania, with Dean Ambrose on. Since, and it's been absolutely great. I mean,
he put over Kevin Owens too. That's another thing.
He put over Kevin Owens clean. And here's the one gigantic, legitimate gripe I've had with John Cena since WrestleMania is the fact that he beat Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
That is it. That is all. Other than that, John Cena's been absolutely entertaining. He's been one of the best things about Monday Night Raw as of late.
It's especially with Owens. It's like you can rely on them to. All right, Cena. I'll say. All right. Wait, do you say that his past 5-6 years are his best?
No, I mean, like, besides those, like, his past 5 or 6 years have been absolutely horrible. Like, in the last 5 or 6 years, because I couldn't actually think about how long it's been since people have actually liked John Cena. I mean, that's a long ways back, dude.
I'll go, if I kind of go for a little bit of Cena real quick, not ranting at all, really, but, like, there are a couple points, but.
Do what you do, bro.
For me, Okay, I've never been huge on Cena as a kid. Me and my brothers, we never really seemed to get into him. He wasn't. We didn't hate the guy. We didn't really realize the booze. We just didn't. We didn't care about it. We were like, I remember the guys we liked: Lesnar, Batista, Triple H. Just those guys, and of course Shawn Michaels. But maybe not like Cena so much as when he beat Triple H, my favorite, and my second favorite, Shawn Michaels, a year later. So that, especially the Shawn Michaels one, really got me there. I'm like, oh my! I didn't start. So that obviously did not get me like behind him at all. So then you move on a couple years, and Cena wasn't like people were booing him, and they were legit booing him. Not like now when there's people who boo him, but they're a little they don't hate him as much as people used to because Cena he did too. People say they stopped watching us, and that's true because he was one of the reasons I stopped for quite a while. I'll say, but I mean now there are people who don't like him, but there are some people that they don't hate him like most people. Now around the I say these are his worst years because, well, not this year. This year, he's doing well. He's putting people over. Maybe not like entirely. Like if you look at his match with Neville, they made it sound like Cena almost lost. So they're making him more like like Orton used to be the same way as Cena, and then he started getting vulnerable, kind of like he's beatable. Punk beat him, maybe not clean. Then Bryan beat him, maybe not clean.
Dude,
Lesnar,
and hold on. Even with the whole Neville thing, let's remember when Cesaro won by disqualification this week.
yeah, another one.
Commentary even put it over to that to even say, oh, like they like we all know the smart fans know that Cena wasn't going to tap. Maybe the casual viewers at home sitting there thinking, oh man, Cena may tap because when commentary sells something to a degree of, oh my goodness, can he get there? Can he get there? Oh my goodness, oh he has it really locked in, and it makes it sound like you're going to tap. And from a psychology standpoint, when you hear that kind of thing from commentary, it really influences your mind that this guy would have tapped. I mean, if you look at okay, I know a bunch of casual fans where I live here in Buffalo, and they don't watch the pay-per-views because people are goddamn cheap, and I can't even speak. I mean, we're goddamn internet fans. Look how we watch our goddamn pay-per-views and shit. We
If
watch our.
I was able to go back on, I'd have the network as we speak, but I gotta wait until the one we have just cannot work for the network for I think 8 months or something.
So you got the network back.
Yeah, so that's what January about is when I'll probably or November about is when I'll get the network I guess back. That's the only chance I'll have pretty much.
All right. Well, point being, at this point, okay,
Yeah, just so Cena's more vulnerable now, kind of.
yeah,
'Cause,
and
he wasn't going to tap, but the storyline was Cesaro did have a chance of beating him. Maybe.
see, here's another example though too. Like I even hate to sidetrack you here, dude, but WrestleMania, we all know before Seth Rollins came out, Brock Lesnar hit Roman Reigns with another F5, but commentary wanted to sell it as Roman Reigns was so close to beating Brock Lesnar. No, the hell he wasn't, dude. He got F5'd again. If Roman would have gotten covered, then he would have gotten beat. Commentary just sold it to the point where all these casual fans will come out of nowhere now and say, "Oh, Roman had Brock beat." No, no, he didn't. Commentary is just influencing your mind because you didn't see what happened.
Yeah. See, there's times they do that and it doesn't make sense, and I
Like
guess you can say that. But if you look it up, uh, Night of Champions, 2014?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's another one. Lesnar and Cena.
And I tapped out, even though Cena was pinning the guy, and he did kick out at 3 when Seth Rollins hit him because you see Lesnar's shoulder go up. But they were saying, is Lesnar going to tap out? Is Lesnar going to tap out? Even though he was pinning him. So it's like, that doesn't work one bit. Yes, Cena wouldn't tap, but in a way, it's like, what if he would have got him out of submission, hit, the uppercut and won? Because that's what Owens was kind of saying, like, needs to capitalize on. Like, Cena goes, everything you get advantage, you got to take advantage of that advantage you have over him, pretty much. So, that seemed how I was kind of going.
I mean, I understood where you're coming from. John Cena is actually vulnerable now. Like not super vulnerable because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, still. Oh, what are you gonna say?
He's more vulnerable than before because back in, he would not lose clean at all. He would barely lose. I mean, if you look at his time reign, look, I mean, he had it for a year. about when he first won it, lost it to Edge, won it like the next night on Raw, and then he held it, and then he lost it to RVD. Edge beat RVD, and Cena beat Edge. Had it for a really long time, and then he dropped it only because he got injured, and then they gave it to Orton, and Triple H got his final run pretty much, and then went to Orton, and I'm pretty sure went back to Orton again, and then to Cena. And if you look at 2009 especially, it's like, yes, Cena. I don't complain about a Cena Orton match because as much, even though some of them are awful, but at least it's like you can't. I say Cena would be worse now, not this year, but like a year or two ago, because he was beating new talent pretty much, and at that year he was pretty much just beating the same people: Big Show, Orton, Triple H on Raws, and Shawn Michaels pretty much. So it's like it's not like he was taking out any young guys really. The past few years he was beating everybody. He beat The Rock, and then he took out, you can say Wyatt and Punk on the last time they fought and stuff like that. So, or look at Sandow. It's like people always. I mean, I'm not too big.
Oh my
It's a
lord.
big one. Like when Sandow was actually serious.
Dude, I'll just say this much now. Those were the dark days. I'm looking ahead to the guy who's, like not totally 100% putting people over, but he's like trying to get them over in the sense of, wow, this guy is good. This guy is
But,
taking it to the limit. Okay,
I
what
mean,
were we saying?
I expect him to just like lose like an Ambrose clean, but it's like, hey, he's giving them more opportunities instead of your typical matches like with Sandow. When Sandow was targeting the arm the entire match, and then he hits one AA, beats him.
Basically, dude. But I mean, I guess to put a cap on this because we're gonna have to move on at some point because we can't just spend this whole entire thing on Cena. The entire point of this at first was, I mean, like good Raws like don't come every other week anymore. Like I hate to call them a rare commodity, but that's practically what they are, dude.
Absolutely a rare commodity, in my opinion.
I mean, I can't stress that enough. Like Raw, like if it's normally an average Raw or it's a bad Raw. It's never a good Raw anymore. And if they are good, they're not like spectacular. Like oh my god, I legitimately honestly think 3 hours may have ruined the product. Like not like put a hole in Vince's bank account, ruin a product. I mean, ruin the product from a watchable standpoint.
I say the 3 hours definitely, because if you notice in WWE, the shorter time they have, they've done better. They had 2 weeks to build to a pay-per-view. They did a great job, actually. Like, I mean, the solid Raws, pretty much. I mean, they built up the matches, and it's like if you have less time, you're all right. You don't have 3 hours to just throw stuff together, pretty much like they do, like fill a match. Like, all right, we got to have 2 hours. We got to build it to the pay-per-view, and yeah, it's especially if they
Exactly,
had.
dude. You have 2 hours, and I get you time to get all of your shit in, which basically means the women actually get a solid amount of time because you need time to build to their shit. So therefore, I know if you're sitting here talking about it now, it may not make much sense, but look at it like this: we have to get everything in. You have your tag titles, which you get more time for because you don't have other stuff on the card that you have to skip to, which is pointless. You get your women who get more time because once again, no filler shit. You get your IC title, you get your U.S. title, and you get your world title. You can fill all of that with 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, with 2 hours. Spectacular. And then maybe Raws are opening with actual segments, with actual matches on an actual wrestling show.
Raw now, like if the big ones that people like, I think it's because it's been a while that we've had a actually really good Raw. Like in my standards, kind of like they're okay. I'll give them. They have some big stuff. It's like if you have to go all the way through and make it a fairly good show. I'm not gonna praise you for one segment, for example, like Royal Rumble, phenomenal match, but a bunch of matches that no one remembers, and one match for hating it pretty much.
Royal Rumble was the tag team Teddy special, triple threat match of the year, and then the shittiest match of the entire motherfucking year.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty like the last time I've seen actually, consistent like Raw was on a consistent basis was around I would say 2008. They were keeping up on it. They were doing fine, but shortly after that, because it kind of 2009 it really got really repetitive. And then it had its ups and downs.
Well, dude, I'm just gonna I'm gonna say this. I mean, I think we've reached our point on this. We've gotten through this. I mean, at this point in time, what can we really do? I mean, we've said all we really had to. I mean, that's actually a video I've wanted to make for a while about we don't get consistent Raws anymore. I mean, they're not consistently good, they're not consistently bad. It's because of the 3-hour format. But, I mean, if you want to get back to this later, I mean, when we have a little more time to talk about it, you can. But NXT.
Say on it, and we
What?
can get it for another wrestling or whatever.
Oh, yeah, dude. But, NXT. So for those of you who did not hear today, Triple H made the announcement on Twitter. Actually, and that'll probably be the thumbnail for this video, the cover of what I'm going to say now, other than the rest in peace Kofi Kingston thing that we have. But today, Triple H announced that NXT TakeOver, the next one in August, will be in the middle of SummerSlam week, held in an actual WWE arena that they use, the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. NXT TakeOver, and they take over Brooklyn, New York, on SummerSlam week.
Freaking awesome.
That show is going to be absolutely fucking insane.
Absolutely.
And see, dude, like normally I finally feel like I feel slow for even finally realizing this now, but I realized that NXT tapings go like this. They tape 4 weeks of TV, which is a month. They tape another 4 weeks, which is another month. So this next 4 weeks is going to be the build to TakeOver. I don't even know what they're calling it because they normally don't tell us until about 2 weeks before the show. But this is the next build to the next TakeOver show. And Triple H he basically said go big or go home, and this is what they're going to be doing. Dude, I honestly believe that this is a brilliant move on Triple H's part because they did a great job in San Jose. I mean, why not try in a WWE crowd stadium? I mean, and Brooklyn, New York in general. I mean, it's another part of New York, basically, Brooklyn. It is a wrestling city. So these are fans, if they buy tickets, that will most definitely appreciate NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, and the potential main events we can have, I mean, not main events. Yeah, actually, in all honesty, I may sound crazy for saying this, but I believe the women are going to main event this TakeOver.
Wow.
I mean, Matt, you shouldn't even be shocked, dude. You saw what Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch was.
If it's a match like that, I'll take it.
You've seen what the Fatal 4 was with Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, and Bayley.
Yeah.
You've seen what that was. I'm pretty sure you've seen Sasha and Charlotte on TakeOver Evolution. I mean, there has not been one of these women's matches that disappointed, and it's about time. They get chances on house shows to do it, and they get standing O's through that, and they get this is awesome, this is wrestling chance during that. Why not try it live on a TakeOver?
Yeah.
I mean, your women are extremely appreciated. And I mean, I know Mick Foley has been known for saying some stupid stuff and doing some stupid things, but I watched the Sasha Banks interview earlier today, and she said Mick Foley said he drove all the way from I don't even know where, but he said he drove like miles and like I think like 100 some miles to come see Sasha and Charlotte tear it down in Philly about 2 months ago. Like, dude, for legends to come up to you, even Joey Styles, and say that you're one of his favorites, that has to mean a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Sasha says, at heart, she's still a mark. And for people to say they appreciate her work that much, I mean, who the hell was it? This is how much it's going on. Billy Gunn said he never liked women's wrestling. And then Billy Gunn comes out and says that he loves what the girls are doing down there in NXT, and he's a trainer, just to let you know. And he loves what these girls are doing, and he's a fan. Dude, that just goes to speak to how much these women are changing the direction of what women are in wrestling.
Yeah.
Even Sasha said herself, I don't want to be a sideshow. I don't want to be, the girls that are in Braun Penny's matches. And her mother used to ask her, oh, you want to be this? She's like, no, I want to be like what Eddie Guerrero is. Like, one of those, like one of the most popular people that everyone talks about. I mean, I see where she's coming from, but that's not the way she's looked at. But now that she has been one of the women who has helped transcend what women are doing today in professional wrestling is absolutely fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any thoughts on this entire NXT Takeover Brooklyn idea that they're gonna be rolling with?
Talk about it more. Um, once we get into, I have a couple things to like say about it once we get through the what is it, Beast of the East from the East, whatever.
Yes, Beast
We
in the East.
talk about NXT.
Oh wait, Matt, you're cutting. Just plug your headphones in and unplug them because you're cutting out there a little bit. Are you good there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, but I had to get that news out of the way. But for those of you, Matt, who did not see NXT, I mean, we're going to go over that, and then we're going to go over Lucha Underground. I mean, we have a lot to still go through here for those of you who are going to be watching this. There is, coming up, we have what happened on NXT this week. We got Lucha, well, the notables from NXT, notables from Lucha Underground, which is practically almost everything. I mean, for the first time, they had more than 3 matches on the show.
Wow.
Yeah, they had a solid 4, and then a couple of great backstage segments. See, I don't even know if I should call them segments or scenes because they're like so, scene. They have the flow of a scene of something. I don't even know if I should call them like backstage segments.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of those. But we got NXT, Lucha Underground, Beast in the East, and then we're gonna get back to the whole NXT thing, and then we're just probably gonna close this out from here. So, what can I say here? Yeah, NXT this week. We got the Vaudevillains back in action, and they have a brand new theme song. And they went to the mechanics this week, and they were in Regal's office with Enzo and Cass, and we know Enzo and Cass beat Carmella. I mean, Enzo, Cass, and Carmella beat Blake Murphy and Alexa a couple weeks ago. Remember that, right? Matt, you still there?
Yeah.
Remember when Blake Murphy and Alexa got beat by Enzo, Cass, and Carmella?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently they're going to be Enzo and Cass are going to have to face the Vaudevillains in a NXT Championship No. Contenders match.
Oh wow.
And I'm pretty sure, because of the lack of repeatability from NXT, we're probably going to see the Vaudevillains go over Enzo and Cass here. We're probably going to see Blake and Murphy versus the Vaudevillains at NXT TakeOver.
Hmm.
And this is no shot at the Vaudevillains, as I've said before. I honestly do believe in the Vaudevillains as a tag team because they work well together and they mesh. Like I said before, though, the gimmick is just not something I'm digging too much in.
Like they have like that theater to them, like the 1920s.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. I thought they're pretty cool.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like even take a shot by saying you're a fan of it. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say like you're a fan of it. I'm
Yeah,
not much really, but I can say this much,
in general,
huh?
they're fine. I think because, like, I guess 'cause I don't know. I guess I'd be overrating them if I, because how how Raw is and it's pretty tough. Just so it'd be kind of if you get it like NXT so much as I guess Raw is so bad, even though it is good. But
I mean, I just don't believe the Vaudevillains is a gimmick that would work on the main roster.
I think it's just a fun one. Like you have like the second match on the show of like a SmackDown or something.
I know, but we both know this, though, man. We both know this, and this is gonna be a huge thing that like goes out the show when they do this in Brooklyn, like because the Full Sail crowd is used to seeing these guys every single time they make the tapings, but a other crowds they have short attention spans, and let's see if some of these guys really work. Like certain people like Tyler Breeze get like really Tyler's gorgeous, no he's not, and that's probably not gonna happen in certain places like Barclays Center and all that. So this is a huge test to see what they're gonna be doing here, and the vaudevillains, like I mean, like I call their goofy, like I call their gimmick. I'm sorry, goofy and all that other shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, their gimmick is they're more manly than anyone else. Like it's their gimmick. I don't want to say it contradicts itself, but I'm not gonna say I don't get it. But what I'm trying to say here is
I
it
see
is
what you're saying.
confusing to a degree. Like we're men, but we come out to 1960s cartoon music.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not the only. I can name some right now. You guys already know. We're gonna get into it.
I mean, like their moveset, even like their finisher. I don't know what happened in their finisher. Like it's now called the Whirling Dervish. I believe it used to be called Gentleman's Congress, but well, see, when they were heels, it was Gentleman's Congress.
It's actually a pretty cool name. So
What Gentleman's Congress?
yeah.
That was
Finish.
what that was what their finisher was when they were heels, but I don't know what the difference is now. Like I'm just not. I don't know, dude. I guess we'll probably see when Blake and Murphy like we'll see how Blake and Murphy go when they're facing the Vaudevillains at the live special, because that's honestly my guess. Because I honestly don't think NXT would go out of their way to build the Vaudevillains back up to being number one contenders, like to have a number one contenders match with Enzo and Cass to prove that they could beat them, instead of having Enzo and Cass beat them and the Vaudevillains fall all the way back down the ladder. Because what would have been the point of bringing the Vaudevillains back up to have them fall all the way back down? And plus, with NXT not being repetitive, we know whoever wins this match is going to get their title match at the next Takeover special.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude. I guess like my bets are for the Vaudevillains to probably beat Enzo and Cass next week.
Yeah. I have a question for you. How do you think Taylor Breeze will be like, received? I guess at the Brooklyn show. What would you expect?
Okay, see, this is the thing. I'm hoping Tyler Breeze is booked because they just booked him
He probably will.
squash matches lately. That's what it's been. But unless they give him a feud with someone, I don't see where it could. I don't know. If I had to fantasy book Tyler Breeze into something, and if they're gonna keep Solomon Crow around, I would put him in something with Solomon Crow where because you know how Tyler Breeze has his own Titantron as his face, right?
Yeah.
Like his live version of his face.
Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe, you actually make okay, so Solomon Crow's gimmick is he's a hacker, right?
Yeah.
Maybe every week during Tyler Breeze's entrance, you make him hack Titantron and put his face up there and start talking to Tyler Breeze, and it's going to throw him off and make him lose a couple matches, and then they go at it, and then they set up a match for a takeover special.
How do you think that really? That'd be pretty unique. How do you think the fans are gonna treat? Actually, both of them. Like you're saying like whole like how the fans could say like oh Breeze, no he's not. How do you see him fans reacting to in the New
I
York?
mean, if Tyler, so because Brooklyn, New York is a wrestling city, so a good amount of those people are going to know what NXT is and what it's all about. And they're going to be the murky people like, oh, we've heard of NXT and how cool it is. Let's go. For those who haven't heard about it, and they hear those people chanting these things, they're just going to wonder, and they're just going to hate this guy even more because look how narcissistic this dude is. His Titantron is his face. He comes out taking selfies, and he's wearing fur.
Exactly. Right there.
I don't mean hate him. I mean like hate Tyler Breeze where it gets him heat because why is this guy doing this? Oh, he obviously can't wrestle, and then people doubt him, and then he comes out to prove, wow, this guy is good, and then to see that it makes people even more angry. Now, see in this situation, I hate to even put Tyler Breeze at the bottom of the barrel again, but it seems like he's one of those NXT guys who's been there long enough where it seems like he should be on the main roster, but I mean he's done all he could in NXT besides win the title, and it seems like a guy like Crow, who's trying to make a stride coming into NXT, deserves to win this more than Tyler Breeze does, because Tyler Breeze has had his moments.
Yeah.
So I feel like more of a Solomon Crow thing would be good. I mean, the last time I called for Solomon Crow, he got his ass destroyed by Kevin Owens.
But you called it though.
I don't think I ever want to call for Solomon Crow again because next thing you know, John Cena will be on the show.
Oh, jeez.
And it's just a joke, people, because I know we're just sitting here talking good about Cena to a degree, but it's just a joke. Treat it as such.
Downs.
Huh?
I think Cena has like his ups and downs. We'll give him credit, but how it is.
Yeah. But that was probably my fantasy booking for Solomon Crow, dude. But what else do we got here? Women's title. Oh yeah. Emma has a new theme song, and I mean, like, I feel like this theme song, like, it's a variation of her old one, but it's like a more slowed down, like a slowed down beat or whatever. And like, she doesn't dance anymore, like you already know. But her and Dana Brooke came out. She faced Carmella this week, and dude, I'm telling you, Carmella has gotten so much better than she used to be. You can tell she's getting better. The progression is there, and I just wish that would be the case for Dana Brooke, dude. I mean, she's still annoying to hear talk. I mean, her matches, for me, they haven't gotten much better. I mean, she had a decent match 2 weeks ago with Cassie, one of the new Australian signings for NXT, along with Jessie McKay. Well, they're calling Cassie Casey Cassidy now. So Casey, but Dana Brooke just doesn't get any better. And the running counter that I've kept in the reviews, it's still up. There's maybe been 1 week where Dana Brooke has not been showcased on NXT. Other than that, they pushed her extremely hard. You don't even know, dude.
Yeah.
Like, Dana has just been shut. People want to talk about Roman Reigns shoved down our throats. People want to talk about John Cena shoved down our throats. People want to talk about all these guys shoved down our throats. Why is no one sitting here, like, noticing that Dana Brooke is in our face every week?
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten your opinion on Dana Brooke, dude. What do you think about Dana?
She's like pretty much like you said. She's not one of those ones that really stand out to me. Like she's just there pretty much. Like she's one of those that just like make your wrist a bit bigger, I guess. You know,
And see,
I don't know,
her gimmick is this.
casual viewer. Like when
She,
NXT
oh,
kind of. So, I mean, and I, how pretty much.
yeah, and see, dude, her gimmick is she is the total diva. Now, I'm like, okay, that is the perfect way to get you heat because you know that people in Full Sail will stereotypically say, we don't like total divas when we know half of those motherfuckers watch it. And that's not even it. Like, that's just a little point I wanted to bring up there. But I mean, like, her gimmick is she's a total diva, and that'll make people mad because she says she wants to redefine the NXT Women's Division, knowing how good that is. That right there is another point of heat. She knows how to get her heat, but then when she speaks, people just don't like her. Like, people just think she all around sucks, which is the actual truth. But I mean, she knows how to get her heat, and then she just, I mean, when she's wrestled, she just doesn't get the correct type of heat. Like, people just don't like her in general. It's not like you're doing things to make us like you. You're doing everything wrong for us to make us hate you in the way that just gets you off our television screens and get her back to the performance center. And then when she's ready to come on TV, legitimately get her on TV.
Yeah.
And see, in her match with Carmella, she basically beat Carmella, and this led to Dana Brooke getting interviewed by Devin Taylor, and Devin Taylor got patted on the head again by Dana Brooke. Oh my god. The petting is, no. But Sasha came in, and then they're like, what are you doing? Emma's like, oh, maybe we're going to try your title on. And they're like, no. It basically popped in my mind where Sasha's like, in my head, he's just like, no, only talented people. Dana, don't touch my fucking title. But Sasha basically says she'll take them both on next week. And like, you need a partner. Last time we checked, no one likes you. So basically, without saying, they basically said you've been a bitch to everyone. Why the hell would someone team up with you?
Yeah.
So from there, I guess you could basically say Sasha. She said she'll find a partner. Next week, it's going to be Sasha and a partner her choosing versus Dana Brooke and Emma. Could it be more obvious that this partner is Charlotte because of how much shit Dan has been talking? I mean, about how jealous Charlotte is of her and all that good shit. I mean, that's going to be something that, I mean, it looks like they could be building to Emma versus Sasha for the title. But why do I have a feeling if Sasha and Charlotte lose this match, if it happens, that two things will happen. One, Dana won't be pinned, and two, Dana could be facing Sasha at the next takeover. And Triple H, like, he has to know at this point, Dana's not ready to face Sasha.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to have the biggest show you can sitting here in front of a crowd that's more than, like, it's actually a WWE-sized building for the main roster-sized talent. I mean, and that's not any knock on NXT, because everybody knows how I feel about NXT here, but, dude, you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Like, Dana's not the... And I don't think they're going to main event with Dana Brooke. I mean, I hope they don't. I mean, if I'm them, I'm giving Sasha Emma. I'm giving them Emma. I mean, but at the end of the day, I mean, I want the best for this next special, especially how big the expectation is.
Yeah.
The first live special, the first live, legitimate live show for NXT outside of Full Sail University, that'll be, like, legitimately live, as I've just said before.
Yeah.
Okay, so we move on. Finn Balor this week pinned Kevin Owens and gave Kevin Owens his first loss in NXT.
He pinned him?
Yes. That,
Wow.
what'd you say?
Wow.
But see, it wasn't completely all Finn who did it himself, because Rhino tried to gore Finn. He missed and hit Kevin. Rhino got dropkicked into Kevin. Kevin got dropkicked in the face and hit with the coup de grace, and Finn won.
Wow.
That's, oh, go ahead.
I don't know, that's crazy. You think Rhino would take a pin.
What to think, Rhino? Yeah, because Rhino's been taking all these pins. And see, here's the thing to me. This is weird because I figure last week would have been the perfect time for Rhino to beat Finn. I mean, they set up the distraction perfectly. And if Rhino could win any match in this feud, because he obviously has never beaten Balor. There's only been two people to beat Finn Balor, and one is Hideo Itami, and the other is Kevin Owens. And I just figured last week would have been the perfect time for Finn to take a pin. But no, they didn't want to go that route, and I do understand why, but I honestly think that would have been a good way for Rhino to get some credibility back, because when it comes to major matches like this, he's been losing.
Yeah.
And I understand that Rhino's, the man beast and all this, good, fun, exciting stuff, but what kind of man beast is Rhino when he keeps consistently losing on NXT television?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. But it is what it is, man, and I guess it's fine.
Yep.
All right, but what are your thoughts on Rhino? Not even Rhino, the match here that we got tonight. Not tonight. I'm sorry, I'm used to that. But you know where I'm coming from. What are your thoughts on this whole Rhino? Why do I keep on putting Rhino in this? He's not really involved at this point. But this whole Finn Balor, Kevin Owens thing, which will lead me into this question of, what are you thinking about Balor and Owens tonight for Beast in the East?
Predictions or thoughts or both?
I mean, both, really.
It's definitely an epic match. Gordon been telling me for months and months now, this is when Balor wins the title. Definitely do not see it. You told me that NXT special is the week before SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, it's like a little before, yeah.
Exactly. So that would be perfect for that battleground. Somehow, Owens will win tonight. Like, like a cheap little, not say DQ or count out, because they're building up the show. I don't think they're going to just give that, because that would make it, let's say, that would kind of, it's like you built up this main event, you've been talking about the show for months, and then the main event ends in DQ or no character. Like, you're probably going to get in a heelish way have interference. And um, so that's what's going to happen. And then at the biggest show, before SummerSlam for NXT, that's when we'll lose it in a battle. That match between Cena and Owens at DQ. Owens will probably win the title at SummerSlam. The same week he gets the NXT title, and then he'll be the he'll be the US champion at SummerSlam.
Well, see, dude, I want no interference in this match. I honestly think this match has a potential for a match of the year candidate.
We'll get it again. So
Huh?
we're probably gonna get like a 3-way at the next pay-per-view with Hideo Itami if he's alright, and then
Well, see, he said he has another 4 months of recovery.
okay, so it would probably be Joe, Owens, Balor, and probably Balor beats Joe.
Now, see, I think I'm on the fence about a triple threat. I mean, we haven't had one yet.
Well, look, I mean, it's kind of two feuds all together.
I honestly think NXT could legitimately turn Samoa Joe heel like that and just have him feud with Finn Balor and have Joe put Balor over.
Yeah.
That's how I honestly think they could do it. That's how I honestly prefer it. I mean, like, a triple threat would be sweet. Don't discount me there. I mean, but I honestly feel as if just a one-on-one feud, Joe, and if you'll excuse me here, I'm plugging my charger in for the laptop. So I honestly feel that Joe can but turn heel on Finn, and then they can feud, and then Joe could put over Finn. Because in all honesty, for those Samoa Joe fans, I honestly do feel that Samoa Joe will not be winning the NXT title anytime soon for a couple of reasons. One, he's one of these older guys. Two, whenever you have to go through WWE, you have to go through NXT no matter what. And three, Finn Balor is the future, and Samoa Joe is older than Finn. I mean, and Finn obviously has... The sky is obviously the limit for this man. I mean, the sky and above is the limit for Finn, and I just don't see any way that Samoa Joe wins the championship. Now, as a credible threat, absolutely. I honestly see that can be brilliantly done, just depending on how they do it.
Yeah.
Okay. But your prediction? Who goes out win this match tonight?
Owens.
You're going fight Owens fight.
Yep, absolutely. Till the end.
I will go Finn Balor.
That's who you want. Or who you think's gonna win?
That's who I'm going for to win. I mean, not going for to win. That's who I think's gonna win, and that's who I'm going for to win for the specific reason of it's time for Finn to hold that title for one, and two, why would WWE go out of their way to make a live special air on TV? Yes, I know Brock Lesnar's gonna be there, but there's other reasons.
He's fighting Kofi. That should not be the main event. If anything, it should kick off the show.
What, Brock versus Kofi?
Yeah, I know. It's like Brock should never really kick off a show, maybe, but I mean, he's fighting Kingston.
That title match is the main event.
I know. That's my point. Lesnar and Kofi. I mean, Lesnar should be the main event. No matter what people can pretty much people tell you. But it's like
whoa, hold on. It is Lesnar and Kofi Kingston, but then you have to come to your senses and realize that's a title match. I mean, I understand Brock Lesnar's on the show, but how big does this make the NXT title look? I mean, Brock Lesnar is an entity of his own.
Because, I mean, look who's... If it was like Lesnar versus, Dean Ambrose or somebody big for a match, that would be different. He's fighting Kofi Kingston.
See, there's only one reason this match is even happening. And I told you why the one reason this match is even happening, because Brock Lesnar just... took the free airfare out to Japan because he's working for the company just so he can go see, I forgot the Japanese legend that he was going to see. But either way, and I can actually get to that too before we get to Lucha Underground. But we can just sit on this for a while because it seems like this is a bit of a disagreement. And there are two things we actually disagree on here that I do want to touch on. I don't feel as if Brock should main event the show. His match will obviously be before the main event.
No, I'm not saying main event. I'm just saying. You're saying it should not happen.
Okay. Because I'm saying he should not main event the show because it's a title match, and not to be disrespectful to Brock in any way, but this match is more important than just I'm going to kill Kofi Kingston match.
Even Lesnar has no promo on this guy, and neither is this is just a match for him. Just saying, hey,
They only got this match for us for the specific reason of let's promote the hell out of this show. And if we say Brock Lesnar is there, people are going to watch. Let's not forget. Let's take a step back and forget. This may be a streamed WWE show, but this still is a house show.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You go on with Owens to win. WWE never changes titles on house shows unless like something major happened where someone's leaving the company or someone has to give up a title and they can't make Raw the next night. So my thing is this: why would WWE go out of their way to make Finn Balor lose on a televised live special, which helps the network and which helps WWE more? I mean, here's a little thing I learned.
They're gonna have to milestone. I mean, it's big, but it's like they need to build up to the big NXT show. I mean, this is something that's big right here. The NXT thing is, I mean, that show is bigger than this one. Even though Lesnar's on the show, he's fighting a jobber pretty much. So it's
Hold on. Kofi's not a jobber anymore.
just because he wins a tag team, that does not mean you're excused. If he throws in tag teams, they know what to do with the most of the talent.
Now, see, hold on. But did they not strike gold with the New Day? Did they not? Like, everyone fucking hates the New Day. And it's them getting heat. It's not like Dana Brooke hate. It's them legitimately getting heat.
I've heard it's both. Some people say they're just lame, and it's a copy. It's like the pussy version of the Nation. But yeah, there are people who do love it. Yeah, I've seen split for that.
Dude, I haven't heard the Black Nation shit in a while. I mean, I have been thoroughly entertained with the New Day on everything they've done. I mean, they obviously don't get as much time anymore because they're not tag champs anymore. But you do know from the shit you've seen with the New Day, when they were tag champs and before that, it has been entertaining and it's been funny as hell, dude. Like, other people's opinions, in a sense, do not matter because if New Day has constantly been getting put in that position, then you know they're doing something right. I mean, obviously, it was a chant that got them over, but they ran with it, and the whole power of positivity thing is great. And you even admitted earlier, even though it came down to Lesnar killing Kofi, that's going to be the thing, but you even admitted earlier that you liked the promo they cut on the YouTube channel that was put out earlier.
I'm not saying I don't like Kofi and all that. I'm just saying, if he's going and Kofi's going to they're promoting Lesnar. He's gonna put Lesnar over. I don't know where Kofi over, but that's what's happening. He's going there to Lesnar.
I know he's going to like basically get beat by Lesnar, but I know that New Day's going to have a match, but they're going to be out there by Kofi's side. There's going to be a lot of shenanigans in this match. And do I think Kofi's winning? Fuck no.
Exactly.
I mean, if Kofi wins, that'll be the bombshell of the 4th of July.
Exactly. If that's the point, he's going there. He is tonight or today, whatever you want to call it. Kofi is a jobber for tonight. He'll be back to everything in 2 days, but tonight he is a jobber that he was before the New Day. Because if he was a fight, let's say they put Lesnar up against Roman Reigns tonight, you would it'd be kind of tough. It'd be like, oh, if you get all the way with it, are they gonna have Lesnar win? You would expect it. If Lesnar is a fight Cena, take like Chris Jericho, let's say, if Jericho he just jobs at people pretty much, and to be beat by Lesnar.
I actually think Jericho's on this show.
Yeah, if anything, I think he should be fighting. That hasn't happened. Jericho's fought pretty much everybody except for Brock Lesnar. Name someone. Jericho has fought them. If they're alive, Jericho has fought them.
Well, can you see from a standpoint of why they booked Kofi versus Brock?
Not at all.
Because look at it like this. Kofi is a heel. Like that kind of heel that people just want to see get his ass kicked because of the New Day shit he's doing. Because people irritated by the New Day, right?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is this indestructible fucking beast who takes no bullshit. Put the pieces together and then look at what people want to see.
Well, yeah, I know. I get it. That's my point.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Jericho is on this show. Jericho's facing Neville.
Yeah, I know. And he's gonna put Neville over.
Oh yeah, but still not saying it's not gonna be a good match.
No, I know. No.
But as we were just saying, that's the reason they basically put this match together. because people want to see the New Day get maimed, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
I hope there's interference. I want to see
I want to see the
one
New
of them.
Day get involved. I want to see that like Kofi get thrown outside the ring. The New Day comes around, and we see a double suplex at once. Like, he grabs Biggie and Xavier Woods with both his arms at the same time and just chucks them.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love this match to be no disqualification. So it's practically 3-on-1.
Yeah, but I'm I'm hyped to see this in a match right now. Like, I'm dying to see this match, but it's hard to kind of get into it because he's fighting. It's hard.
Dude, I mean, you thoroughly. I mean, don't look at this from a booking standpoint because sometimes that takes away the fan inside, and I've realized that because I mean, let's look at how much I've gotten aggravated with the Raw reviews before. Look at this from a standpoint. Anytime I mean, you are a pure example of what I'm about to say here. Whenever you see Brock Lesnar or you hear Brock Lesnar's going to be on Raw, I mean, even if he doesn't put a hand on anybody, 2 weeks ago, no, 3 weeks ago when we did the Raw review, I told you Lesnar would be on Raw. You said, "Are you sure?" I guaranteed you he was on Raw. He didn't put a finger on Seth Rollins, but you were fucking excited after that. The fandom inside of you takes over, and just let your inner fan take over and just realize there's no way Kofi's going to even fucking put a scratch on Brock, make Brock break a sweat. Just thinking like that, dude. And Brock, you're actually going to get a free Brock Lesnar match on a house show.
True, but I mean I'm happy to see him in action. Saying that it's like I mean, it was awesome Lesnar did something like this, like just to have a quick little spot though.
I mean, and let me also tell you this. You said there was no build to this as well. Let me tell you this, dude. As I said before, at the end of the day, it's still a house show, and no one promotes any guy like tries to build for any house show matches. So this is just something that's going to happen from the standpoint of, oh, people want to see New Day get their asses kicked. Let's just throw Brock Lesnar in there because why? Brock wanted to take the flight with WWE Air first, so he doesn't have to pay for his own plane ticket. Okay, Brock, you want to take our free plane ride? Okay, they're going to wrestle. We're going to make you just wrestle Kofi Kingston and enjoy your week in Japan because he's been in Japan all week.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm watching no matter what because if Lesnar's on, I'm watching. If this match was not, to be honest, it's gonna piss me off. I'm not sure if I'd be willing to just watch. The main reason I'm watching will be epic, and the main thing for me is it's just me. People
And see, dude, this is where I come from when I say this to you. Almost okay. So for those of you who don't know what's going to be on this card, and if I can help WWE out anymore at this point, I mean, I normally don't advertise for those guys, but hold on one second. Let me give the card in a second. Okay. So this is the card. Oops, I just went away from the card. Allow me to improvise. Okay, this is the card, everybody. So of course, as we said, and we've beaten this to death, we got Brock versus Kofi. We got Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor. Chris Jericho versus Neville. And then we get John Cena and Dolph Ziggler, which is just weird as fuck, versus Kane and King Barrett.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's the only match that makes me go, just why? Why? I don't.
Another one they got zero to see it probably. There's actually two. There's only three matches I think that interest me.
And then from there, we actually have a Divas Championship match.
Yeah.
Nikki Bella versus Paige versus Naomi. Yes, it was done before, but I'm still actually excited for this. And see, people are like, oh, why are you excited for this? Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
Like, people are like, why are you excited for this? Dude, I dig women's wrestling as long as it's good. I mean, like, I'm not just a women's fanboy. Look at women I am not, like, huge fans of in the ring. Like, Carmella, she's gotten better. I'll give her a props, but she's not one of those women you can just brag about. Fucking Cameron, the literal I don't even over-exaggerate this. Probably the literal worst diva of all time. Even Maria's gotten better, which they showed on NXT, and she's been wrestling in front of Sarah Del Rey and William Regal.
If there's diva, she's gotta be worst divas. will come from this generation. I'm sorry for some people, but it's true. They just want that divas pretty much, not
Wait,
wrestlers.
this generation. Wait. This generation. Hold on. This generation that we're talking about now is most of the NXT women that are coming in.
Yeah, but we have. I was gonna say we have some good ones. We also have some better ones.
Like you are talking about the main roster girls exclusively.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not talking NXT because they're not here yet. They call it the future. They don't call it the present yet. Talking, there's only one diva I can roster, and
Well, you can call it the future all you want, man, but we still see this goes on weekly. Like just because they're not on the main roster doesn't mean we're not still watching them wrestle. I mean, Triple H even said it. You can call NXT developmental all you want. We're not developmental anymore. We're our own brand. Just because they're not on the main roster doesn't mean they're not important.
no, they're still important, but you still can't say just because we have some really good ones, you're just gonna put the bad ones aside. We have some really good ones. We also have some of the worst, like ones like a Cameron, in my opinion.
Oh, dude, Cameron's just completely bleh.
You said a second ago, one of the worst divas of all time.
Yeah.
There's some other ones that I hate. One I'm not gonna say everyone's gonna go nuts, but I'm not gonna go there. It's not Paige. She's alright, but I think Nikki's the only one that really interests me by this. On the main.
Well, I'm interested in all three of these women from the standpoint of if they can all go in that ring. I mean, I'm interested in Naomi's athletic ability and flexibility, and I mean, Naomi is just something that I feel WWE has missed the boat on. I mean, obviously during her Nikki feud, I'm a Nikki Bella fanboy because of how much better she's gotten in the ring, and we've already known Naomi's gotten good. But I mean, people just attach the reason she's been champion so long to her, like not her testament to how good she's actually been, but just if her boyfriend wasn't John Cena, she wouldn't stand here right now. And I just can't get along with that idea.
I mean, you know what's kind of funny?
What?
I've been to say this for a while. It's a little bit off topic, but it's still on top of my mind. If you look, Cena's not the same wrestler. People look at Cena, Bryan, like they say, Bryan's much better, and Cena's this awful. And then you look at their wives, and it's the total opposite. It's like Cena's girl's the best, and Bryan's the best out of the two.
Bryan's girl's trash, dude.
She's awful. I hate Brie.
I do too.
But, no, not least favorite. Naomi, one I want to say, but yeah, she's up there, top three worst.
Well, I can totally agree with you there, and I guess I could say the other match that we're going to be getting is this is something that actually is going to entertain me here. The Lucha Dragons versus New Day members Big E and Xavier Woods.
I'm whatever with that one. That one's not the worst, but I can live without it pretty much.
Okay.
But it probably will guarantee to be a good match.
Okay, well, have we said all we had to say on this card, basically?
Cesaro and Diego.
Oh, yeah, Cesaro and Diego. I totally slid that one by.
See, that's the kind of match that it's like really.
Now, see, I feel bad for Cesaro because he deserves better.
See, I was here earlier. I would like to see him go up against Lesnar on a house show or something.
See, that would make an interesting thing. But see, it's a house show. Then again, where I say like this wouldn't really matter. They're both baby faces. But if they hadn't already advertised the shit out of this, I would actually agree with you. And Cesaro versus Brock would be something special to see. But I honestly think if they turn Brock to being a heel at some point, or they just do something with both of these guys at one point, then I honestly do believe that Cesaro versus Brock could be something we do get in the future. Remember, we have Brock for 3 more years.
Well, yeah, but he might resign. But see, then we got you in this notion that faces cannot fight faces. Brock Lesnar is like a Steve Austin. He can fight anybody. He's not friends with anybody, and he's fight. It's like if you think about that, that's the type of person Brock Lesnar is. He'll fight anybody, and you should not question. That's it doesn't matter. It's like a big guy can't fight. That is something that's been happening recently, pretty much. in the 80s a lot, but it's something they're getting back to. It's pretty lame.
Oh yeah.
It's like there should be just because you're a face. It's like he didn't even officially turn face. Just because you fight a heel doesn't mean you're a good guy all of a sudden.
See, dude. Well, see, I agree with you there. I do, but I was going to make another point, but I do realize that we have to jump into our next thing, which is something that we've been avoiding for a while, and I actually want to get into this. Lucha Underground. We got a Lucha Underground World Title match this week. We got Prince Puma versus Chavo Guerrero. And see, I know, like a Chavo Guerrero match, we're not going to expect much, but the story leading into this was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Because Chavo started out in the show in Dario Cueto's office, and then he's like, "Okay, I've trapped Black Lotus for you, which you've seen." He's like, "I'll take out Blue Demon Jr., which you also seen." And I forgot the third thing that he said he did, but if I try to remember, yeah. He said he did those couple of things for him, and he's like, "When am I gonna get something?" He's like, "You want a title match? I'll give it to you tonight." Well, he said, "I'll give it to you whenever you want it, even tonight." And then he's like, what about, like, because Conan is, he stands ringside for Puma because he knows that a lot of guys do not like Prince Puma. And, like, Puma's not even heel, it's just the aspect of Lucha Underground. Guys, if the guys want to take cheap shots, they'll even do it. Cueto does not like false finishes, so here and there. No. It was another qualification from the start because Chavo wanted that. And it's like, what if Conan gets involved, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if Conan gets involved, then you automatically get the title. Puma loses. So he got no disqualification. And let's remember, Chavo has a crew with him.
Yeah.
So when this match comes, we basically, like, I wasn't expecting much. This match was honestly, it was a solid. I think this match probably went about 10 to 8 minutes because they did have 4 matches on this show and they did really expand everything. But not Hernandez. Why am I thinking Hernandez? Because he ripped the belt off of a grown man's pants and beat Drago with it.
Yeah. To me, well, he's actually a big deal for some people, but the way he is in is much different from what we got out of him the past couple of years. He had them much different.
Wait, Chavo, you're saying, right?
He can talk for sure. He's great on. If you see Cueto, the guy who owns it on
Dario?
yeah, he's great. They have great that feels real. He is good in rings. Wrong with Chavo.
I mean, like, this is the first time in a while for me personally that Chavo Guerrero has been a bit of interesting.
First time ever for you?
Not ever, but like the first time in a very long time.
Time since either 2008 when he was with Edge. I'd probably say 2004 more, but you know.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Name it. But he had the Rey Mysterio. Those matches, they had good moments, but there's some stuff that kind of went wrong. And
that's probably the last time Chavo Guerrero was a bit relevant to me. His TNA run was absolutely a piece of shit.
I didn't even realize he went to TNA.
Yeah, he went to TNA and won tag titles with Hernandez.
Of course.
Yeah, but other than that, with that match, Chavo, he literally got like outsmarted throughout this entire thing because here's a couple of things with Chavo. When he had the crew come in and put the boots to Puma at one point, Conan had backup. He sent another guy that I'm pretty sure you haven't seen yet. His name is Teamo. He sent him down there to help out, and he took out the crew. And then Puma laid Chavo out, and then Puma hit the 630, which no one kicks out of. And he got the win. Now, also, we got not King Cuerno. What the hell am I thinking? Not King Cuerno. We got Mil Mortes and Katrina, who I absolutely love because her promo work is absolutely amazing. And the thing is, she gets in people's heads, dude. And I dig that out of Katrina because her promos are like totally like, oh, Mil Mortes will destroy you, and you only have a little bit of time with the title. And she'll I'm not even gonna Like she'll just like start touching on you and like not touching on you, like she'll fill you out, like legitimately just like grab you by your neck and just rub your face, say, "Oh, with this little bit of time you have left at the title, I just want to let you know that Mil Mortes is coming for you." And then like they ended up telling he ended up sending it to Puma, and then because Conan's a veteran in the business, he basically said, "It's all mind games. Don't sweat it." And then Chavo is a veteran, and that just showed Chavo, even with the veteran experience, he came up and said basically, he's like, just want to like Katrina came up to him too. Just want to let you know, King Cuerno. Why do I keep saying King Cuerno? Mil Mortes is willing to destroy anybody who gets in his way of becoming Lucha Underground champion. So whoever wins tonight is going to be destroyed. And then Chavo stood up to him and said, "Then I guess I'll see you at Ultimo Lucha."
Wow.
So that's a thing. And at the end of the show, also we got Blue Demon Jr.'s back, and
Wow.
maybe just maybe, I think I see Blue Demon Jr. Like, I know you don't know much about the guy, but he's one of the legends of Mexico. Chavo basically told him, he's like, "Oh, come on, what, you're gonna attack me?" He's like, "No, I wouldn't attack a hurt man after a match." So Chavo basically said, "Oh, are you upset because you're not Mexico anymore? Because people have forgotten about you and you're an afterthought?" And he grabs Chavo and throws him against the locker and punches him in the face and says, "I am Mexico, Chavo. I am Mexico." And then Chavo left out, Blue Demon left out, and Chavo had a smirk on his face. So I'm guessing we're gonna get some kind of legend of Mexico thing between Chavo and Blue Demon. I guess they're gonna, Chavo's gonna advance his chances to try and get the Lucha Underground World Championship. That's my honest to God guess of what's gonna go down. And I mean, like, a legend thing. I mean, I guess they're probably just gonna go around putting people over, but this is Lucha Underground, where you never know what's gonna happen in that damn temple at all.
Yeah.
So another thing that happened. Oh, so I guess we're probably gonna get Hernandez and Drago soon, because Drago was choked out with a belt by Hernandez, and Hernandez, this had to be frightening for someone, because Hernandez literally pulled a grown man out of his seat in the front row, took his belt off of him, and beat Drago with it.
Wow.
Yeah, that fan, I would have pissed myself, dude. You got a big ass dude like Hernandez grabbing you like that, take your belt off of you, and beat another man with it. I mean, how would you feel, dude, if you were sitting in the front row and that should happen to you?
I'm pretty scared.
I would lose my shit. Like, I'm like, oh my god, why? I didn't do anything. But then at the same time, I'm like, holy shit, I just interacted with fucking Hernandez, dude. Like, I would fanboy all over myself, man. Like, I'd just like, holy shit, I'm a Lucha Underground. I may be getting fucking punked off from Lucha Underground, but I'm a Lucha Underground. And that, you had to know that shit had to probably be planned, because you really think they just let a wrestler go off and attack another guy?
No.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did, because it's a different place, a different promotion, and
They,
Hernandez is a little crazy, but... Oh, what were you going to say?
the way Lucha understands all their plans, they know what they're doing at a time. They know where they're going with everything. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just go crazy with that. They seem legit. They're like on point.
Well, if you want to be technical about it, I mean, all he really did was grab him and take his belt off. I mean, he didn't really do anything more to him. I mean, that's all it was. If I'm Hernandez, I really don't remember how one. I remember Hernandez grabbing him. I couldn't really remember if Hernandez got his head enough close to him to just say, "I'm gonna take your belt," and beat him with it, and just calm down and relax. I mean,
I
but the
guess
fan, he seemed calm but scared. But I mean, like, if that's a real person and they're feisty and they don't like Hernandez, I'm like, you're either gonna be scared and not do anything, or you're gonna be feisty and swing back and probably get booted from the building.
see. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's cool. Like really cool part of the show. I mean, being second, like the WC, just because of something that unusual goes on that it's off. It's like off like kayfabe, I guess you can say. Like when Nick or Bree got like a Stephanie. There are some people saying, "Gosh, that really happened." You really think they'd let that go getting
Well, actually,
arrested?
now that I think about it, probably not. But here's the other thing too. Hernandez basically destroyed Drago's gimmick. I swear to you, he did. He's like this man. He's like, you dumbass fans need to realize something. This guys you see laying on the ground, he's a man. Dragons don't exist.
See how much heel heat that gets him? That's pretty much.
Huh?
See, that's heel heat though. It does, and it's good at it.
See, that is heel heat, yes, but it does destroy the man's gimmick that he tries to make himself believe that he's a dragon.
Well, I mean that's just happening. I mean, it passes certain gimmicks, but I mean, it may not function. But
Now, see though, our buddies John and Ashton over at TwitWow, they came up with the idea of, and this was John's personal doing himself. He said that for Drago to prove that he really is a dragon, you've seen the classic fireball spot, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Now, what if they had
The
this
last
match at
one.
Ultimate Lucha, and Drago throws the fireball on Hernandez,
Yeah. Jeez.
and that proves that he's really a dragon? I mean, dude, could you imagine that? I mean, like, just a fireball spot from a guy who claims to be a dragon. I mean, do you know how big that would look?
Yeah.
But those are my notables from Lucha Underground. So was there really anything else you want to say here, Matt? Anything else you want to get out of the way?
Not really.
How long have we been at this? Like an hour or two?
Does it? How long? What's our time limit? It's been an hour and 40, almost.
Oh, this is, this is our longest episode yet.
Yeah, I can keep going about certain stuff, but if this is it, then
We went over. Oh, yeah. So I just want to let you guys know that Matt did tell me that he will not be around for a couple weeks for Wednesdays, and Matt, I guess it's for the best of you that you're probably not going to want to either after what I just decided I'm going to do, if you've watched the past couple of reviews I've done lately.
wait, what? Say it again.
I said if you watched the past couple of reviews I've done lately, I'm guessing you're not. I'm pretty sure you're probably glad you're not going to be around on Wednesdays for what I'm about to start doing. I'm going to go crazy on Wednesdays now.
I'd like to see that though.
I'm going to hit a Wednesday hat trick.
Oh wow.
Or I mean Wednesday or Saturday. I mean I think the first showing of Ring of Honor is on Saturdays, so maybe I'll do a Ring of Honor review tomorrow. I'll do it Wednesday. I mean, if I really want to show the work rate, I guess I could just hit the hat trick on Wednesdays and Ring of Honor, NXT and Lucha Underground. But I guess if Ring of Honor does come on around here tomorrow for me, and that's the latest showing. And I mean, I guess that's probably what I have to do. But dude, I cannot hit out 3 videos in one day, especially when I'm gonna practically be on no sleep, and I do have a life. So maybe I'll just do it on Wednesdays. And sorry to John and Ashton, but probably not watch that TwitWow till that Wednesday. I mean, like, I do love to watch your stuff on time. Don't get me wrong, but that Wednesday is probably gonna have to do it, and I'll just record Ring of Honor, then watch it, then do. My first thing is Lucha, then Ring of Honor, then NXT.
Yeah.
And they were showing highlights from War of the Worlds.
Huh.
So that's why I didn't do it this week. I mean, like they have recap shows, which I don't get. You put these things on an internet pay-per-view and try and have people pay for them on your website, but then you do recap shows and show them on TV.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that marketing scheme, Ring of Honor. But it's whatever, dude. It is whatever. So, let me have the dirt sheets really quick and look for anything.
So what's your time limit on here? It's an hour 40. Is this pretty much it, or
It looks like this is going to be. I'm just going to look at the dirt sheets real quick and see if there's anything worth notably talking about before we get done here.
yeah, because I mean, what the show doesn't start till after what, hour 15 minutes.
Oh, Lord. Hulk Hogan keeps saying he wants to wrestle at WrestleMania 32.
Awesome.
I'm not down with that.
I'm absolutely not. Hulk Hogan is one of the greatest of all time. He needs one more Mania to fight Cena.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
No,
Maybe not.
Hold on one second. Before we get back to that, Ric Flair made a statement that NXT is better than Ring of Honor and TNA. Yes, TNA because TNA is a piece of shit, but Ring of Honor, That's a level that I mean they're both consistently good.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody discusses WNXT coming to New York City. Already seen that. Heyman will not be with Lesnar tonight.
Man.
Chris Jericho. Here's something about him. Nothing really important. WWE releases a photo of Hideo Itami in Japan. Sasha Banks. Okay, nothing really much important here worth discussion.
I get why you don't want to see him with this. I get it, but if you've been watching the guy as a kid, then I mean, I even going back into when I was younger, he
Dude, I
was unreal.
understand that people want to see Hulk Hogan like wrestle again. But let me just say this now. Aren't we trying to fill the card with guys who we know are going to absolutely who's absolutely worked all year and deserved it?
Well, yeah, I mean, if he was, it's his age. I mean, he's been there. I mean, yeah, he can't show up every week, but I mean, look how it is. I mean, who do you have really? I mean, NXT guys will be up here by then, so.
I mean, that's the thing. Can we get an NXT match on a WrestleMania? The closest thing we got to that was putting Itami on WrestleMania.
We'll probably get it this year, but I mean, still, there's room.
Well, if we get that Hulk Hogan match, then we're not going to get the NXT match.
What do you mean? Is it true?
It's a full show, but they make sure at least about 3 weeks before WrestleMania they have the entire show packed.
Well, I mean, they'll get it. I'm sure just because Hogan, we can just take out.
Dude, I don't know who Hulk Hogan's going to be facing. I don't. It's not a good idea. It's just not a good idea.
Hogan in a match any day of the week. I mean, maybe if he has to have more, he needs to do it now before he gets totally just finished.
I don't know. I guess I could say what you do. I mean, don't make it come out to everybody because everybody's going to shit on it before it even happens. I know people are going to probably shit on it in general. Just make it a surprise. Make Curtis Axel drop the fucking Damian Sandow bullshit. Keep the Axelmania thing going. Just start talking shit randomly, and then have Hulk Hogan come out, challenge him to a match. Have a 5-minute match, and you just smash Axel, and then celebrate with the fans for a solid couple minutes, and just let his legend flow on. He just walks out into the sunset.
Or put him on some DDP yoga and send him to the not in the main event. I say third to main event match. I will tune in. That DDP yoga will help you. That stuff you've gotten.
I'm gonna punch Chris Jericho in his goddamn throat, dude. Every time I watch this podcast, always like, you know what? You can get fit like me with DDP yoga.
It is annoying, but I mean, it saved Scott Hall's life. That's my favorite. Yeah, Scott Hall's one of my favorites. You guys can tell by my little
I understand it, did, but I mean,
but
you don't have to shill it all the goddamn time. I mean, it's 4 times a podcast. He'll shill everything else out once, and then DDP yoga will go out about a solid 12 times after that.
yeah. And then he puts it in the middle, right in between the show.
Oh yeah, that's really great. And by the way, DDP yoga, like Stone Cold in his podcast, Sherry's berries.
Yeah. Some
I gotta stop talking here to tell people about these Sherry's berries. Yeah, but at this point we're just rambling along. And by the way, there's a rumor going on that Okada and Nakamura have went to the tryouts. Like the 2 biggest New Japan stars going today have gone out for tryouts today for WWE because they are doing tryouts in Japan. And dude, if anybody doesn't know how big of a Shinsuke Nakamura motherfucking fan I am, I will just let you know this now. I need Nakamura in WWE. More Nakamura in my life is for the better.
Let me get real quick little story. It's Judge Gordon. We've had conversations. It's pretty tough to trust me with a lot of newer guys. I mean, like I said, I'd like to see Hulk Hogan just one more match. Main event, actually not even at Mania. Survivor Series or something like as a third match. But it's pretty tough for a lot of new guys to fully impress me because I've seen watching and I don't. And I don't always really lower my standards. First, I see him being like, what the heck? And he's like at first, but it's into the match thinking about it, and he's he's so hard to explain. He is the best. He's pretty much he is the best.
See, dude, this is where I'm gonna come out and say this much. I understand you would like to see Hogan again. It's like a nostalgia factor. That's what it basically feels like here.
Because I've never really had that
Wait,
chance
what?
to see him at an older age. Yeah, like you said, nostalgia. I've never really seen him wrestle at an age that I knew like so much about it. Really. Like if it was to happen, if I was to see the match with the Rocket at my age now, I would not really care for this to happen. I guess as much. It's nostalgia, pretty much. It's pretty much how it is for me.
See, and I guess the best way I can really put this here is, for me, I can actually remember watching a couple of Hulk Hogan's matches at like ages that I can really remember. I remember when I used to like think pay-per-view was free, and I just used to get the remote and go on demand and buy shit and just watch SummerSlam 2000 and what was that, 2005, where Shawn Michaels faced
I
Hulk
watched
Hogan.
seeing that one. I see the year with Randy Orton. It's probably the only most recent one I can remember.
And I
Totally,
even
because
watched him. I even watched him in TNA have his match with Sting and team up with AJ Styles on a random episode of Impact.
I watched him do a thing with Flair. I think they're wrestling just with their clothes on, and it didn't turn out well. But that's how TNA. No offense to TNA fans, that happens a lot. Like Sting is like wrestling in a T-shirt, and I don't care what anybody says. This year's match at Sting and Triple H was a good match. It wasn't awful. It wasn't spectacularly classic for his age. That was a fun match. They delivered.
See, that's the thing. They delivered for you personally. I feel as if they had to send DX and NWO out there because they didn't like. I'm not gonna say they didn't trust them, but they knew if they didn't bring them out at that point in time, the match wouldn't have been as good.
Look how old the guy is. He's never been in WWE. He's been in every single promotion there is, the major one, except for that one. He needed to do it. He needed to have a match. The
Oh,
ending
I'm not
sucked.
saying you didn't need to. I'm just saying at this point in time, Sting. I'm not gonna say like he wasn't a good idea. I'm just saying Sting versus Triple H. They only brought those guys out there because they knew that the match was not gonna be that good, and they didn't trust it. So they brought the NWO and DX out there to get a huge pop from everybody, and to make the dynamic of the match a little more interesting.
It was. I mean, they did all they can do pretty much. They couldn't take it too far, so that's what they had to do. They did throw in some extra stuff just because. I mean, but what do you expect? I went to that match saying, I can't wait for pretty much all these guys to stay in after, and especially the new fans, like the ones that have been watching since 2008. I'm pretty much tuning in. It's hilarious to listen to them talk about the old stuff. And yes, I knew it was not. This is definitely not the best time to bring him in, but it is the last time you really could have. If this was to happen, if they were to just go through the deal like they were, and almost guaranteed to do, and we wouldn't really have to wait so long. This is it was inevitable. It had to happen sometime. At least happen now. Imagine if it was happening like 8 years from now.
Oh, well, you
Like,
want to? Damn, nigga, go to sleep. And see, here's the thing here. I heard something the other day that the whole WrestleMania 32 dream match that never wants to happen.
yeah,
Not going down.
Undertaker and Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's depressing. I know the match wouldn't be face off at the beginning.
Oh, wait,
Oh
Matt,
my
give me 1 second here, all right?
All right.
Just continue on what you were saying.
You just see the face off between the two. It's like all you would have to do is have Sting. Like if they were to do it, have him win a little match with, I guess, I don't know, if he had to get a rematch with Triple H or something, and then the next time Raw he comes out and talks about it, and then Undertaker walks in, they have face to face, the match is there, and they wouldn't be able to have the epic match that they could have 11 years ago pretty much, but I don't know. I'd rather have the match than if they could at least, because I mean, Undertaker and Bray Wyatt was just fine. Triple H and Sting was just fine. If they can have just that good match, make it more the story instead of just the in ring, because in ring it matters, but it's not the only thing. The storytelling can really work, and they better have. I mean, they'd have to have it now instead of like I said, in 10 years, because then it just totally would not work. It's like they're right now. These guys are right at the end of the career. Get it done, send you both out, and the rest is history pretty much. So hopefully I don't know, if they don't do it this year, then it's pretty much done almost, because I don't know, I wish this match could happen earlier, but it's see Undertaker go face to face with Sting, and that was incredible pretty much.
Well, see, Matt, this is the thing. From what I've seen and heard, Vince is not high on this match at all. Like, he does not want it to happen. And in all honesty, it's a good idea, because if you want Sting to win next year at WrestleMania and you want Undertaker to win, for them to both go out in a blaze of glory if they both have matches at WrestleMania, which I honestly think is a bad idea. If you want to get Sting, Hogan, and Undertaker on one show, you're going to have a lot of people hitting on it, because all these old guys are on there, and so many younger guys got held away from opportunity.
Hogan's not going to wrestle at Mania. He said it last year. He wanted to wrestle at 30 and 31. He's not wrestling.
I know, but he consistently keeps on saying, like, this is about the fourth report I've seen since WrestleMania 31 that Hulk Hogan has said he intends to wrestle. Like, this is the guaranteed promises that he intends to wrestle at WrestleMania 32. But we all know Hulk Hogan is a notorious liar.
Absolutely. I mean, people were saying, I remember back in 2009, we were supposed to, like, people were saying, okay, Cena this year is either going to fight Undertaker Mania or Hulk Hogan. And they ended up fighting Batista. Hogan will not wrestle, but I don't know. I think if they don't do the Sting Undertaker match this year, then it's done pretty much. This is their last year. Triple H kind of screwed Sting over a bit for having him lose. But
hold on. I think you may have made this point in your review where I actually started talking to you. Actually, I don't even know if you made this point. It might have been someone else. But did you honestly expect the WCW guy to go over the WWE guy? This was just another, I'm not even going to say it was a Vince setup, but it was basically, WCW is not going to beat us. We already won the war. What was the point of this? So if you want to say WCW versus WWE again, this is going to be a way for Triple H to get out of here with a win.
No, that makes sense, but the people that say that's still kind of irrelevant in a way, because look at this. In 2001 with the invasion angle, Triple H they tried to bury the company, it seemed. But what happened when Hogan came back? Hogan was the guy that he was with Vince. All these guys walked out on Vince. Or look at Macho Man. He walked out on a live televised thing and owned pretty much McMahon right in the face live. It's like, and the way Vince is, he's pretty hard-headed. Like, he's not just gonna. He doesn't see it. They made a self-destruction of Ultimate Warrior DVD and released it. It's like he didn't keep that to himself. So, this is guys that piss him off. Hold on.
Yeah, I understand that, dude. And legitimately speaking here with Hulk, I don't want to see, and this is coming from me personally because we have so much that we can get at WrestleMania 32. If we're not going to get Sting and Undertaker in the same match, I don't want three veterans who are basically legends in this business all on one show in separate matches. I just don't want that at all.
I see. But what I was saying was, before, like, kind of what I was saying is, if you look at, so this is right around the time that, this is when it's over, pretty much. Like, if you beat, let's say, there's, I don't know, there's somebody, like a boxing match or just anything. The point is you're fighting somebody, and you want to beat them, and you want nothing to do with them. All you care about is winning, and that's the end of it. And that's what people see in this match that they had with Triple H and Sting. It's like they beat WCW before, they're going to beat him again. Look at Goldberg. He came back, he beat The Rock in his first match and a few months later he beat Triple H. And on his way out, they could have silly smacked him in the face, and they had him beat Lesnar because Lesnar was leaving as well. They did a lot for Goldberg. Hogan, they let him pretty much go through. They bring Kevin Nash back and Razor Ramon, who, I mean, if you see what they did in WCW, then you totally understand. They brought those guys into the company, and they treated some with well, and some with just total. I mean, or look at Chris Benoit. That dude never wrestled until WWE until like later years, and he went over in the main event at WrestleMania 20. Same with
Yeah,
Eddie
see,
Guerrero.
that was the thing to me for Chris Benoit. That was a major moment in his career, and it was a shame to me that they gave him one little moment and then just totally boned Benoit into the mid card for the rest of his career after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was supposed to be that wasn't supposed to be like a in a way a huge, I guess, long lasting thing. Sadly for some people and stuff, but it was supposed to be the 20 years of Mania, and they were showing people, hey, these guys could. It doesn't matter what size you are, you can make it in this business, which is true. And people try to deny that, like, oh, Vince likes all these big guys. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. The list can go on of guys that Chris Benoit and Eddie. It's like right there. Those are a bunch of guys that went over in the main event at WrestleMania.
Now, see, this does not mean particularly Vince likes them. He just knows that they sell the most tickets and they sell money. I mean, and they get people and they get asses in seats, basically.
Well, Vince loves Shawn Michaels, so
Nowadays, he loves Shawn Michaels.
yeah. So right there, I mean, it seems like I'm just saying, like, there was the point of this match. I don't get why Triple H should just go over in a way. You think he'd be smarter? I don't know if it was a personal thing, but I don't think it was the whole OW needs to go over at this time, because if anything, what they should have done, what people would have expected if let's say Nitro ended a year ago and then they had the match with Triple H and Sting, it's like, oh, yeah, Triple H is going to destroy everybody and they're going to get all fired and they'll be pretty much whatever money they have left is all they got, or they're going to go to any promotion. That didn't happen. And Sting and Vince have always been close with each other, pretty much. Like, there's a point in
Man, I mean, at this point, I can just say this, man. I mean, we're just running in a circle, and I mean, what's done is done. I just feel as if Sting, like, they put themselves in a position where you made a storyline where you screwed yourself over with Sting not going over, which puts you in a position where people are gonna, like, the old school fans are gonna rant and rave if Sting doesn't get a match at Mania next year, and if he doesn't win that. But then again, you get the side of if Undertaker comes in and beats Sting. Like you always say, man, what's that going to do for Undertaker's legacy if he goes out of WrestleMania with 2 losses? Like, oh, at the tail end of his career, I mean, his WrestleMania shoot his tail off. He had 2 losses. I mean, 1 is explainable, but 2, I understand it's a Sting, but it's just not doable.
Well, yeah, but look, I mean, if Sting was to beat Triple H and lose the Undertaker, and it can work. Sting isn't undefeated at WrestleMania, and in a way, just Sting in another match, it just should have happened earlier, pretty much. Same with like Undertaker and Wyatt. If they were to have that match, it should have happened earlier. Maybe not even at a Mania.
Look, man, I get where you're coming from, but I mean, we both agree at this point. I mean, I don't really think there's nothing much at this point to say left about this. It just comes down to the fact that they used an incorrect storyline for a time. I mean, oh, Sting, you finally get back to wrestle here. Okay, cool.
Screwed themselves.
Yeah, to basically put it like that. But anything else you want to hit on here?
No, I guess we're gonna have to wait until next week. This one's kind of going, 2 hours. I mean, we'll probably keep talking after this, but I guess that's the fans to hear.
And people, we'll be back in a couple hours. It's crazy to think about.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I don't know, Matt. If you have the energy, the will, the power to go on, I mean, more power to you, dude. But if not, I'll probably be going solo doing this. So
So, oh wait, what do you mean going solo for?
no, I said if you don't have the willpower to do this, then I'll probably be going solo for this beginning because I have not stayed up this long to just pass out.
Oh, you tired or something, or?
Oh no, this has totally rejuvenated me. I was getting a little drowsy sitting over there on the couch, but I mean, I'm ready for this, dude.
I mean, it's an hour until the show. I'm good.
Yeah, so everybody, we're engaging you. If you're watching this live, to take your break from us. We do wanna say this much. This has been probably one of our best Wrestle Talks we've produced. It has been 2 hours. We've sat here. We've gone on about consistent things. We've covered NXT. We've covered bits and pieces of Raw. We've covered the NXT show coming up. We've covered Lucha Underground. We've covered a bit of the old, a bit of the new. We've covered what's wrong with Raw today in this in in this day and age, and we've done a lot together.
Yeah.
We've even covered Shinsuke Nakamura and Okada, the Rainmaker, coming to WWE possibly.
Hopefully, please tonight, just be sitting in the front row or something. I'll be fine with that.
I would love that as well. But if they show anybody, they'll probably show the Japanese guy who's in WWE Hall of Fame at the moment.
Yeah.
But Matt, is there anything you want to shout out before we end this?
Yeah, just subscribe to my YouTube channel at Matt Jarrett Show. Like I say all the time, almost 200 subs. So yeah, that's all, man. Thanks for having me, and thanks guys for watching.
All right, guys, you know the drill as per usual. At gmaster90twf on Twitter. Wrestling Amino, Gordon Maston. There's a lot of interesting stuff being posted at their Instagram threads. A lot of stories, a lot of fan-related things. What do you call it? What was the one thing I seen the other day? I think it was like a story on why Seth Rollins has become a guy's favorite wrestler. I can't remember who exactly it was, but there was like a giant story I seen up there. Wrestling Amino, my name is Gordon Maston. The same picture you'll see as my YouTube picture. You can subscribe, and you're probably gonna hear me say that again because I'm gonna tell you guys to like, comment, and subscribe for more of that Wrestle Talk goodness on this channel, along with the reviewing goodness that you'll see in a couple hours. And do not forget that in a couple hours we'll be back with the Beast in the East review. So I just want to thank you guys for watching this. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more of that reviewing goodness of this channel, and we just want to say, see ya.